Hey fellas, and welcome back to With a Y. It's Onus here, and it's 2026! It's the new year, baby! This is the first video I'm making this year, and I figured it was a great time to bring back one of the first I made last year when I started posting frequently. Deltarune Tomorrow is back and better than ever. New age derp. Oh lord, I have to deal with another wave of Deltarune Tomorrow. And get ready for at least 2 more, baby, because there's 3 chapters left! Quick recap, like last year when we had it confirmed that Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 were going to be coming out in 2025, people, like, pretty much from the start of the year were just going like, it's gonna come out tomorrow, any day now, guys, any day! And much like Silksong, much like Half-Life 3, it was seen by the outside as like a bunch of psychosis. But Deltarune and Silksong fans were rewarded for their patience. And Toby Fox was very explicit to set up that 2026 is when we're running it back. It's gonna be that soon. To be continued in Chapter 5, 2026, we know this. It's kind of up in the air what quarter we're looking at, whether it's gonna be like kind of summer like Chapters 3 and 4 were, or if it's gonna be the back half. I've been getting mixed signals from the newsletters I've been reading, where Toby said he doesn't think it's going to be the first half of the year, but then he also says that progress is coming along really steadily. So best believe this is not the last time we're going to be doing this bit. But because any day in 2026 is technically a possible candidate for when this game can come out, we're getting started with this early. The art is already rolling in. Ralsei freaking out about Deltarune Tomorrow, Chris freaking out about it being out today, Susie distraught because it is now in the rear view. My bloodline is perpetuated on cycles of hype, and it's only Lancer who has the calm cool collectedness to say Deltarune for now. It's nice to see the art is already going. I'm sure we'll be getting a fucking lot more as time goes. From Space Pancakes, it's that time once again, and it's a little Noel holding up a piece of paper telling you exactly what you should be looking forward to. One thing that makes me happy we're going to be running this back over and over again is because with every new chapter we'd have like new little scrunklies we like putting in situations, so we get to do all the shit posting we were doing with the Fun Gang and Spampton like this time last year with Tenna now! Deltarune Tomorrow! And he's got his fucking cock out, dude. That one Mr. Krabs Good Grief He's Naked edit where he just has like a really detailed schlong is burned into the wrinkles of my processors. This is like a fun inversion of Tenna and Spampton's usual dynamic where Spampton is tiny in comparison to like the 10-foot TV that Tenna is. And honestly, the vibes of saying Deltarune Tomorrow in this year feel like decidedly more positive than they did last year, because even though going into 2025 people knew they were getting like a new chapter, the wait had been like 4 years long. We got some shit like 6 months ago, and we had a confirmation when to expect more right as we finished up with that Chapter 4 end credits. So I can't say I particularly understand why we're doing the depression posting version of these memes. All we have is hope crossed on our hearts. Deltarune Tomorrow, says the guy who just has a lot going on in his brain. Deltarune Tomorrow is the only thing he's able to think of when he sleeps. Deltarune into tomorrow is the only thing you cycle through. Your boys check in on you to see if you're doing okay, and all you can think about is getting more Deltarune. Bro, we know this. I feel like as Deltarune fans, we do have to get a little humbler about the wait cycles we're being made to go through. Sure, we end up waiting on a lot more stuff in the aggregate than guys like Silksong or Half-Life 3 are, but that's because we're getting regularly fed. Silksongers like had to wait 7 years. Half-Life 3ers aren't even sure if like they're actually gonna have all their hopes and dreams dashed. We know we're getting some shit. Turn that frown upside down and be happy a little bit. Deltarune Tomorrow, and it's Susie and Chris doing a jolly little walk. You love to see it. I have no idea where half the fucking Jokerized edits of the Fun Gang come from, but they're always like really well done, and from what I can tell, photoshopped by hand the old-fashioned way. So it is always a joy to see them, though Chris would never be seen with this much glee on their face. They got an aura farm despite having like the best life and friends ever. Now, of course you had people planning in advance for this, like, if I don't see everybody on December 31st saying Deltarune Tomorrow, I'm going to cry? Damn, you kind of a bitch. But people have been planning on doing this resurgence since like chapters 3 and 4 came out, but more actively on Deltarune Twitter since like last week. But even then, there was some trepidation, like we needed one viral banger in order for us to be able to feel like it was okay to say again. The Deltarune Today account set that up for us like right off the bat, but some people were still a bit on edge on if they were gonna get yelled at or not for it. Like that one scene where Homelander killed a guy, but everybody thought it was really neat when he did it, so he's just like slowly letting go of his trepidation and leaning into it. Deltarune Tomorrow? Okay, we're back in business, baby! Deltarune status update. Deltarune is coming out in 3 motherfucking seconds! A classic. And the real struggle here is going to be find the new shit post to spread around every time this has a new iteration. We have to be really regimented about making sure new Deltarune Tomorrow image macros are going into circulation so that like we don't have too high of inflation on the old ones and we're not just reusing fucking memes from 3 years ago by the time Chapter 7 comes out. Some good Good news for Deltarune fans from 2025, year in review, the top-rated Steam releases of 2025 by Steam DB rating. Deltarune was #1, baby. It's a well-liked game in and outside of the community. Like, the writing is just, like, really enjoyable, the game's fun. But the highest-rated game on Steam in 2025 to come out, like, that's crazy. Now, I'm not all against rehashing jokes we've already used before. Let's spin back on a classic. Man, I was watching Etika, Undertale, and Deltarune reacts the other night and just missing him like a motherfucker, dude. He would have loved chapters 3 and 4. Rest in peace. Back on mission, though, I do find it very funny how, like, we willingly chain ourselves to a futile hype cycle every chance we get. Most people are spiraling, like the Arkham Asylum subreddit, because they don't have a choice. There's nothing else to do in that community if you don't go a layer of irony deeper. But, like, we've been free. The size of the game we've been playing for the last 7 years doubled, and we're like, okay, time to chain ourselves back to wanting more. We achieved freedom, the thing that half the cast of the goddamn game wants, and we're like, this is actually too good. I really enjoyed being a cog in the machine, actually. I'd like to go back to that. The fact, like, New Year's Eve was, like, a big enough day for Deltarune fans that it got back into the trending tab was very funny. And it's interesting we're, like, getting really excited for Chapter 5 and, like, chomping at the bit for crumbs of new information. Like, we didn't have, like, a really soft email ARG sort of thing like last week. I had intended to cover that, but, like, I got sick pretty early on into the holidays, so I wasn't able to, unfortunately. There's a 0% chance of Deltarune Chapter 5 releasing today. This was posted on December 31st. We are now in, like, there's always a small chance it could happen territory. One last quote retweet for the road. Deltarune Tomorrow. Thank you, Venom Cypher. I think by the time I'm 30, those 6 syllables in that combination are going to be, like, incredibly meaningless to me. A question I posed in the last Deltarune Tomorrow video I made was, what do we do with ourselves once we actually get our hands on the game? And I think, like, that was a pretty dumb question. We're gonna play the game and spend the time dissecting it. Like, Deltarune Tomorrow is a filler trend that we use while we're in the wait period between actual drops. I think it's more appropriate to ask that question about, what's it gonna be like when we know it's actually well and over? When Chapter 7's all said and done and we've mined it for all the content that it has, there's no more tomorrow to get excited about Deltarune for. Good chance I'll have completed my 3rd decade of life by the time we get, and I don't know what kind of person I'm gonna be by then. That said, don't have to worry about that right now, man. I'm worried about, like, what 2026 is gonna shape up to be. We gotta do that instead. As big as it was in the community to the point where, like, Toby Fox was getting in on it the day before the June 4th release date last year, you do have to remind yourself that there are people who are going to be seeing Deltarune Tomorrow as a concept for the first time during every new iteration we have of it. Deltarune is not coming out on January 1st, 2026. Why the fuck is everyone tweeting Deltarune Tomorrow? Ah, it's a new guy. I get why people are saying it, like, since, yeah, Toby did just say 2026, so, like, I guess perhaps. It's not about being right. It's about the agenda. As most things on Twitter are, we're doing it simply to do it, man. And to end this video off, I want to do, like, some minor prediction making. Not about, like, what's gonna be in the game, but more about, like, when is Deltarune Tomorrow actually going to be? I think we'll get, like, a more concrete answer a few months ahead of time, probably with, like, a trailer announcement, and then, like, a hard release date to look forward to. But while we have none of that, let's make everything gambling as the real world really wants us to. Open up Kalshi, pull up Polymarket, and pick a day that you think Deltarune is going to release. There's a 1 in 365 chance Deltarune will release tomorrow, and I don't think this is actually true. The way that, like, prediction statistics work are kind of weird. Like, sure, there's 365 days in a year, but the chances of Deltarune dropping on any one of those is not evenly spread. It's almost certainly going to be further into the year than it will be earlier. This is a prediction that if it comes earlier, I'm absolutely happy to be wrong about, but I'm gonna knock off Q1 2026 as not happening at all. So those first 3 months, I don't even think it's in the cards. Same with April and May. I'm gonna leave June open because Toby Fox did say the back half of the year, but I think, like, the 6th month of the year is, like, where we're kind of in the leeway and it wasn't a certainty. At least some room to maneuver if things move along faster than he originally thought they would. I don't want to say it's gonna be June 4th again. Like, I don't think that's gonna be, like, a yearly thing Toby was planning on. Instead, I'm marking my claim in the beginning part of the back half of the year. I'm gonna say August 10th. That is my final prediction for when Deltarune Chapter 5 will be released. I will not be revising it, but I'm very happy to be wrong if it comes out sooner, and I'm gonna be very mad if I'm wrong if it comes out later, while tampering my expectations by telling myself that is a very real possibility. Anyways, Happy New Year, everybody. Looking forward to getting back on the regular grind for this channel as the new year starts. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @withay. That email's in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, piss off.